Simon, 42-6 victory after the recent near misses. How pleased is it to finally get that win?
Yeah, really happy to get the monkey off our backs. Gets 2 points on the board. Yeah, 42-6 kind of says it all really. We were dominant throughout in all areas really. Probably could have been a bit more. My only probably frustration was I thought we weren't ruthless enough. I thought there were probably some more points in that game, but nonetheless 42-6, good victory.
Regardless of ruthlessness, how much of a confidence builder is that to put a score on a team entering the championship?
Mate, we've been confident anyway. Internally, everyone externally can think what they want. We know how good we've been and how close we've been, and how at times in the last few games we've gifted victory or gifted opportunity. So that's just an area we need to keep working on and tidying up, because we gifted them a bit today, to be fair, in the second half there. But no, it's 2 points on the board and we really needed that this week, moving into a tough one with Whitehaven at home next week. The first 40 was real professional. Second half they came out and made it difficult by playing like a team that's got nothing to lose. They throw the ball around, come up with some trick kicks and bits which challenged us, but on the whole, as I said, I thought we were dominant in all areas really. And there's some pleasing stuff in there. I thought Tibbsy came in and had a good game. I thought Louis challenged him when he ran the ball, but other than that I think they've steady a bit. Second game maybe there was a lot more in as I thought.
Is that quite encouraging for the rest of the season to put on that sort of performance and still think we're in second gear and a bit more to give?
Yeah, of course. I mean, a winning championship, they're not easy. They're not easy to get. Coming up to working, early start, all those little. Well, you can make them excuses if you want in the end, which we haven't and we won't do in the future. Should we, not get the fruit when we come up here again? But yeah, generally. It's just points on the board, move on now after what has been a really difficult period, and start looking into the next one straight away, because that was by no means perfect, but we did what we needed to come here and do, didn't we?
We have got potential going on a bit of a run now with some, you would say, winnable games after the tough games we've had. Have you seen enough from today to think that we could go on a bit of a run like we did last year?
I don't see why not, but I think Whitehaven will have something to say about that, won't they? And I think it's Bradford that follow that. So listen, the championship gets harder every year. I think this year's as hard as we've seen it in terms of the quality of competition, the quality of teams up and down the league from spot one all the way down. There's going to be games which surprise people. There's going to be points picked off what you wouldn't expect, because it is that competitive. I came back to Halifax. 2016 was the first season I've come back. I didn't play a big part in it, but then there was probably half a dozen tough games. The rest were quite steady. I think just generally year on year that's built into where now every game's quite a difficult fixture. You can't really pick any and say, oh, that's easy. So that was a good physical game that today. The scoreline obviously suggests we were dominant, and we were. However, it was a good physical contest, and if you throw a few different hurdles in there, maybe a sin bin and all the other little bits, and all of a sudden it's a lot tighter. So now I think we'll be encouraged by what we've done, but we won't get ahead of ourselves. It's 2 points on the board. We'll move on and really look at how we go about getting the next two.
You mentioned a couple of changes that you made. It was a really good team performance today. How much of an headache does that give you for the Whitehaven game, given those performances?
Yes and no, I suppose. It gives some, it doesn't give others. Some decisions were made after the last week. Just some people, although we were close, didn't perform where they needed to be. And then obviously there's a couple of gaps available there with the Huddersfield lads not being available for us. So opportunity to roll our pack around, get some fresh bodies in, get Louis in, get some minutes under his belt. Fortunately the hamstring injury wasn't as bad as we first feared. And it was really nice to get Tibbs out there, because Tibbs has had his head down, he's got a bit in front of him. He's gone to Huddersfield Giants reserves and had 2 very strong games. And Lackland scored a try, but for that he had a few contributions in the game which really hurt us. And I can't then turn around to Tibbs and say, sorry mate, I can't get you in, because if he did the same, he won't be in the team. But competition's really good for us on the whole. I think the penny's dropping with it now, Mike, to be honest. I think lads know that you don't have to be absolutely terrible to miss a game. That was probably a few years ago. You had to be really bad to miss a game. I think where we are now, you have to be a bit below par, and there's a possibility you might not be in the next one. And the lads that aren't in for those reasons have all responded really well. We've got a pretty good tight-knit team that's coming together, and we'll all be needed. I'm not pulling my boots out. They'll all be needed throughout the year, so anyone's in or out is never going to be for long, because there's a lot of reasons in there, injuries and all the rest of it, but also the performance needs to be at the right level.
We scored some really good tries today, really eye-catching stuff. We're back at Whitehaven on a much wider pitch next week at home. Does that give encouragement that now the good weather's back, that we are going to see a bit more?
Yeah, I think we play an attractive style. I thought we've shown that in the games recently as well. We've moved the ball a bit. I think the thing for us is just making sure we earn the right. I thought we did early, we ran hard, we got through them, we got the opportunity to move the ball, and second half when they were playing the ad-lib stuff stretched us a bit, and then I think we got a little bit ad-lib ourselves. A few knock-ons crept into the game, another couple of incorrect play the balls in there as well. I mean, how dead set they were, incorrect play the balls, I'm not sure. I'll have to look at that again, but I think we just need to understand that Whitehaven are probably level up on this week, therefore we need to go up a notch, really look after that ball, play the game at the right end of the field. We're a good chance of coming up with the goods. I said this today in the week, Workington, I felt their best chance of scoring against us was off a kick, so I'm absolutely disgusted with that one, just quietly, but I'll smile on this week because again we got what we needed this week.